All right, chat. Welcome back to the fifth lecture of Gen X 2026 mentorship. In this video today, we'll be basically going to talking about invalidated fair value gap, bearish invalidated fair value gap, and bullish invalidated fair value gap. Because I think the first four lecture you have already watched. Now you probably have a better understanding of the validation fair value gaps and how to use them, how to find the liquidities, right? But the invalidation fair value gaps adds another confluence to your setup whenever you're using these things to form a strategy or execute a setup. All right. So basically, I'll be demonstrating what how to use the invalidated fair value gap and what is invalidated fair value gap as well. So first of all, what is invalidated fair value gap? So let's have a look at this diagram here. All right. So right there, we have a diagram here. All right. Now, suppose we had this bullish fair value gap. All right. And we are bearish at this point in time. We were bearish. All right. And we have this bullish fair value gap, which gets invalidated with this down move. Right. Then when price trades up into it, what do you want to see? All right. What do you want to see? You want to see price reject from there. Why? Because if you think with the market psychology, if there's any gap right here, what does it mean? If buyers fails to push price from that fair value gap, because gaps send price to the actual direction, right? But if they fail to do that, what does it mean? The party which has created that imbalance or that gap in the price action, they are not in control anymore, and they will later in time try to push price through this level and take back the control, right? If buyers fail to like push through this level, all right, and then traded down, invalidated that fair value gap, and when we close back above it, that's the time it gets validated. But in these scenarios, that's like when we're bullish. But if we are bearish, what do we want to see? We want to see they are unable to get the control of the price or the market. So we want to see price reject from there, and those are the times these these fair value gaps, I consider that as an invalidated bullish fair value gap. So when do I say that is an invalidated bullish fair value gap? When I have a bearish bias and I want to see price don't validate that bullish fair value gap. So if a bullish fair value gap doesn't get validated, that is an invalidated fair value gap or invalidated bullish fair value gap for me, where I will want to see price creates a swing high and then rejects, or maybe take off some buy side and then reject. All right. So let's go back to the chart. So as you can see here, we have this bullish invalidated fair value gap. All right. Bullish invalidated fair value gap. And we engineer all these buys are just below that. So, and at this certain point in time, I was bearish, all right? I was bearish at this point in time. Why? Because I told you already, we were kind of like looking at this monthly gap. Let me go on the monthly time frame. If you're following this channel, I do the weekly recap where you probably have seen it. But I was kind of like bearish at those times. All right, let me go back. Yeah, I think this was the gap. Yeah, this this bullish validation fair value gap where I was initially looking at. Right, I told you guys that I want to see price trade down into it. So at that time, we were bearish, right? So if I'm bearish, all I'm trying to see is that price creates a swing high while clearing out buy side and trading up into a bullish fair value gap. And when I see it rejects from there, it means that buyers are still not in control. All right. They are still not in control. And so that whole move to the upside was just a manipulation to entice the early buyers. All right. This was just to entice the buyers so sellers can drive price to the downside. All right. So as you can see, we traded up and we rejected from there. And afterwards, you'll see that price pretty much went down, tapped into that validated bullish fair value gap from the daily time frame. All right, this was the daily time frame, validated fair value gap, bullish validated fair value gap, and we traded down into it. All right, and took out the sell side, and we pretty much went higher again, rejected again. All right, but when we traded higher, let's explain this right here. All right, let me drop. So on the hourly time frame, like when price traded up here, we don't see any bullish fair value gap here. All right, an invalidated fair value gap here, which was the highest high. This whole range was the I would say, let me mark it correctly. All right. So this whole range was the highest swing point, right? This was the highest high. This is the lowest low. All right. When price traded up into it, all I'm going to look for is a invalidated bullish fair value gap within this range. So let me drop down to a 50-minute time frame. So we are on the 50-minute time frame. What do you see right away? We see a bullish fair value gap right here. All right. We see this bullish fair value gap, which got invalidated right here. Then we created a buy side inside of it, and then price traded up, cleared it, closed. Didn't validate that bullish fair value gap. If you look closely, we didn't validate that, right? We rejected and cleared out this sell side, right? Then now, here's one thing I want to put out there. This is how I actually use the invalidated fair value gap, right? When I'm looking for bullish prices, I want to see the reject from a bullish invalidated fair value gap. When I'm looking for lower price, what I actually mean, and when I'm looking for higher prices, I want to see price create swing highs, swing lows within an invalidated bearish fair value gap, right? Something like this. Let me show you. All right, where can I find it? Where can I find one like this? This bearish fair value gap, right? We invalidated it right here, right? Then created this swing high, swing low within it, and then traded higher, right? It is just I'm interpreting this just for your understanding. All right, we will do a perfect example of it, but here you can see price traded up, rejected from it, so you get the logic. All right, now let's have a look. Look at some like what bullish example. All right, so I think let me see if I can find any bullish example. All right, so right here, let me go back to the hourly time frame and clear out all this. All right, so let's have a look at here. All right, so right here, as you can see, we have this bearish fair value gap that got invalidated right here. All right, then price created or engineered as sellers are just above it, and price traded down and reacted off of it and traded up, right? So when it traded down into it, and if you are bullish, you want to see we create the swing low within that gap. It should not validate that gap, all right? We don't want to see gaps being validated if we have the opposing bias. If you can understand this line or this sentence, you probably going to understand it with better, you will probably have a better understanding of the invalidated fair value gap or how to use. So what I mean is that if you're looking for higher prices, you don't want to see a bearish fair value gap being validated. So if it's not getting validated, it is an invalidated fair value gap, right? Then look what happened. Bearish fair value gap, invalidation, price trades down, up and down, then went higher. All right. Now, if I go down to drop down to more lower time frame, I can find multiple ones within this price range, right? But you have to also uh, take consideration of the timing as well. So if you're like, suppose you're trading the London session, you'd be looking for something within this range, within the sell side of the curve. If you're trading this New York session, you'll be looking something from here as well, right? So let's say we have this, okay? Now, as you can see, just because we were bullish at this certain time, right? At this point in time, we were bullish. We kind of like respected this bearish invalidated fair value gap. Or when did it get invalidated? Right here, the invalidation. Then look how many times price tried to push down through it, but it couldn't do it, right? It couldn't push through it. So let me drop down to a bit more, maybe on a 5 minute. All right, let's do the 5 minute time frame. So, all right, I think 15 minute. We should do the 15 minute first. All right, so here's the 15 minute time frame. Now, what do you see right away? All right, what do you see right away? And one more thing, Chad. This is just the introduction for you guys to understand the invalidation fair value gap. All right, I'm not gonna explain any setups right now. All right. So I see only one gap right here that got invalidated within these times. Well, I right the London session invalidated, trade down and go higher, right? Then look, we engineered a sell side just above this bearish fair value gap that got invalidated right here. So if this is gonna be the low of the day, when after market open, if we retrace down, where should your focus be? Within this gap, right? Within this gap, and you're probably gonna place your stop somewhere around here, and maybe target something like this, and let it play out. And you can see it did play out, all right. But the the logic is the same. If you're bullish, you don't want to see bearish fair value gaps being validated, right? You want to see them getting stay invalidated, and you want to see the bullish gaps being validated, which we see almost everywhere, I would say. So I have a bullish fair value gap right here, right? There's the invalidation, then validation, press retrace down into it, and you can see there's no body inside of it, right? Now, if I drop down to a 5 minute time frame, we can find a couple more, all right? Look, I think did we tap into this? All right, we didn't tap into this, but we have this bullish fair value gap, all right? So right there, I have this bullish fair value gap, and you can see once we validated that bullish fair value gap, price retraced down into it, traded higher. Again, we did the same here, traded higher, right? And now if I show you some more, let me take off all this. All right. So we have another bearish fair value gap here, right? There is the invalidation, then price comes down. Now I'm not going to consider all this price action before we tap into this. The earlier one I showed you just earlier, right? And took out all this sell side. So the only time I'm going to consider it right here. So it invalidated that bearish fair value gap, come down, try to push through it, but fail, and then create this swing low, right? Then look what happened afterwards. We just kept on pushing higher, right? And then if I drop down to another time frame, maybe on the 1 minute, you could see I had this bearish fair value gap, right? And look, we validated it right here, but the bias is bullish, right? So we are not going to consider it until price invalidate it one more time, and we do it right here. And price comes down all the way into respecting it perfectly to the perfection, and then we trade up. All right. So the takeaway from this video for you should be is that uh, you already know about validation fair value gap, right? The takeaway for you should be is that when you're bullish, you don't want to see a bearish fair value gap being validated. It should stay invalidated, right? When you are bullish. What do I mean by that? Something like this. If you're looking at a bearish fair value gap that got invalidated right here, right? And when price later revisit that, you don't want to see price do something like this or close below it. That because that's when it gets validated. You want to see the bodies stays within that gap and price continues to the upside and flip this for a bearish condition, right? When you're bearish, you don't want to see a bullish gap being validated, right? Right there. So there's a bullish gap. Validate that right here, invalidate it. I mean, what I'm saying. You don't want to see a bullish gap being validated, right? So here's a bullish gap. We invalidate it right here, right? And price trades up. You don't want to see anybody close above the high of that gap. You want to see price stays within that gap and continue lower. Now, in the next lecture, I will uh, show you how to use bullish validation fair value gaps, bearish validation fair value gaps, and the invalidation fair value gaps as well. How to uh, know about the market structure, or what do I mean? How do you know where is the swing low or swing high going to from? Where is the highest probability that market is going to go? These are the things you'll probably going to understand when I show you both of these things in the chart. All right, and for that you have to wait. I would say study this video a couple more times, watch this couple more times, take notes, and I hope you guys are taking notes or making a notebook, because if you're trying to uh, get the like understand how I actually trade, you have to understand how I understand the market, right? How so if you don't understand the market, if you don't understand the buyers or sellers, why they protect their positions, then nothing can help you to execute a perfect strategy. But one thing I can tell you guys is that even if you don't trade my strategy, whatever I'm teaching you within this whole series or mentorship, it will obviously, for 100% sure guarantee, it will give you a better understanding of the market psychology. Now, whenever I mention market psychology, people think that retail stuff or fucking whatever, right? But the market psychology is basically like makes you able to to pick like the specific levels or order blocks or fair value gaps that are going to be respected or going to be invalidated, or the highs or lows that are going to be targeted. So you have to know about the market psychology. Where are the buyers? Where are the sellers? So if you can spot the buyers and sellers, you can place yourself with them and be a part of the trend. So I hope you had a better understanding of it. And yeah, study this video a couple more times, take notes, and I hope you learned something. If you did, make sure you sub up, give a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys onto the next one. Till then, be safe. Peace out, chat.